Aloha guys, JRTV, good to be checking in with you. Just want to express a few views here. Starting off with health, right? Starting to compare each other based upon your health, and not so much other forms of wealth or body parts or physical, like body type. I feel like nowadays there is a difference in, because it's kind of like it's gotten to a point in society where, like, how much more do we need to build? From now on I think it should be maintenance and management of houses, and why continue growing the population? And why, I think one of the reasons that people get old is because they sit in the same house for a long period of time and the same routine. And I don't think that's how humans are meant to live. In fact, I think humans are designed to have variety, a spice of life around the world. And how do we do that efficiently? Well, I always have this internal debate on whether it's best to do a one world economy, government, monetary system, language, one giant nation. Would it concentrate power too highly, or could we have everything is about efficiency, and the goal of efficiency is to make it so life can be pleasurable and we can have intimacy with our dream mate. But in order to do that, you have, other people have to be comfortable. That's one reason I swear by what's the term? I don't want to have any intimacy with a significant other, dream mate, until the world is a better place. To me, I can't even feel good doing that. If it's a nice residence there. If I'm, shall we say, if other people are suffering in the world. So it's something that's going to change, right? And I think it's going to be less emphasis on manufacturing. Look at China and other places. There's no pollution anymore. And by the way, eating all of this non-vegan stuff, it makes you unhealthy, and the 5G, it makes you unhealthy. So if you're listening to spread this message, I'm now burdening you with information. So it's no longer mine, and in that way I am free. I am free because I am willingly, voluntarily, and pretty much freely, except it does cost you your time to consider my opinions, but pretty much freely I'm just giving new ideas and points of view such that you can live a more enjoyable life. I'm kind of I like to think of myself I study relationships and sociology and also social engineering. Now, social engineering, there's ideas well, we don't have to build anymore. We just need to find ways to maintain the structures we already have. And for example, we could build less cars. We could just take good care of the cars, that are available, and put more of an emphasis on identity. Important word, identity. More of an emphasis on, shall we say, each other and our health, and looking at each other and communicating to each other that, wow, you're nice and strong and good for you, and then just making that as a theme of humanity, and in that way. And there are other ways we can live forever. Remember, it's doing things that are at our convenience to control, right? So, like I was saying, do more of a variety of things, travel more often, don't feel such a sense of ownership. Like if you're doing like a high cost ownership, right? If you're living an expensive lifestyle and it's stressful, you're going to age prematurely and you won't be able to focus as much time on your health. Equivalently, if you're trying to quote unquote stay with the up with the status quo, whatever cultural norms, have children, all this stuff, then what ends up happening, by the way, check out the nice lighting there. Then what ends up happening is it's equivalently a burden. So it's this new world of, and the only way we can get to that world is through education, because through education and advancement, people start to make choices and we start to homogenize, become more similar. Like, for example, I think it'd be useful if everybody spoke English. And that's not to deny other languages and cultures, but I think maybe those cultures could be more, those languages rather, could be more of like a poetry or an artistic, like be used in theater and whatnot. But if we could just have a universal language, if we could find more common ground in, shall we say, I want to say, like what we're connecting with. We're connecting with each other, and that right now is a moment to pause and really think about how do you want to live? Do you want to live a pure, like people, there seems to be this ideal of being quote unquote Christian, but really that's about the moral way that you approach life. It's not so much about whether you're trying to do right, because that's too much of a gray, like, it's not black and white. Like the Bible doesn't encourage people, for example, towards masturbation and activation, the second chakra, controlling that desirous energy, because that's just a drug, guys. That's not, that's a drug. So if you operate your whole life off of that, like wanting that, then you're not making time to develop your individual dreams. You're neglecting your dreams. You're neglecting your soulmate. And people say that, try to experience in life. Well, experience without meaning is no substance. It's like an animal moving around and just dealing with nature and whatever its hormones are. Like that's not the human experience. Human experience involves soul, and soul involves goals and dreams. And the only way that you can, and it's not good enough to have these dreams and be a nice person. You additionally have to have schedule for them, think about them, act on them on a day, month, year basis, and then make it. This is who I am, because many people are physically attracted to each other, especially if you're really healthy. Remember, health is always more attractive than any other body features, anything. All right, health. Therefore, health is, obviously, but many people are attracted to each other. They're healthy and friendly, but that's insufficient for marriage. We understand that by looking at the statistics, which hint at there's like a 1 or 2 year mark where relationship will fade away. You'll become disinterested. But the worst part is the worst part of it, guys, watch this, is being preoccupied and then having a family and everything with somebody who's not your dream mate. Because what happens then is you're locked into that, and you're actually locked away from your actual dream mate. And people might say, oh, silly, dreammate, soulmate, whatever. But guess what? What is the height of life? Like, what's the best part of life? Like, you might say, you know, or some, I don't want to say you, the specific viewer, but it might be, oh, they might say sexual activity. I mean, you know, once you activate that second chakra, you know, you're into want something else. You know, and it's half-hearted, and it makes you, you know, it makes people look like they don't know what they're doing if they're operating on that level. You know, like, if you're just operating on the basis of, oh, you know, I hope it works out, I hope this person likes me. No. Operate on definitives, like, I know who I am, and I know that I need these absolute yeses and these absolute nots for qualifications for somebody who's a potential for me, and do include physical qualities if you'd like. You know, I'm not negating, you know, unique preferences for and whatever you want to call it for a good match. What I'm suggesting, though, is to make sure you incorporate the soul of it. So thank you guys. As always, just positive, trying to be positive and respect the truth and the individual's truth, right? Because there is no objective truth. I mean, there are science and statistics, like I sometimes use, but comments are welcomed. Do you think I'm missing anything here? Is there any point that I'm missing in, like, social, shall we say, interactions or whatever you want to call it? I'm just saying that then a society can be in the realm of love, and we can trust each other more. Like, the biggest point I want to make right now, watch this. I want good for other people. And when you're in that state of mind, that is the fucking state of godhood that we were destined to be. That's what we were before we were born. We were the fucking field. We were all that was, all that is, all that will ever be. And so when you approach life like that, like looking at it, like people, you know, you may disapprove, people may misuse their bodies or their wealth. But guess what? All of that physicality is Maya. It's illusion. It'd be better to spend 1 hour than 1,000 years, you know, with a non-dream mate. 1 hour with your dream mate. And thinking that, oh, pornography or Hollywood or anything, you know, watching that, you know, what the ego does is it makes you think, oh, I don't like certain people, or I wish I was them. When I'm in public, I don't care what people, you know, what color of skin, anything, what they are. I just look at them, I want good for them. And that's not to say that I'm not defensive. If I see somebody that looks dangerous, then I'm gonna, and I might see, you know, I might see people who say, look, might see people that, you know, look like they're whatever, promiscuous, whatever. And obviously something I disapprove, and I don't think is the most effective way towards a harmonious society. I'm talking about a society that's homogenized. What that means is everyone gets along. So whenever there's a problem, there's no problem sharing some of the wealth and becoming more socialist. You know, sharing the burden with each other. And that's the level that we need to aim for. And so I want to cap it off with that. And I want to say that you have to be at your highest truth. Like, doctors might think, oh, you know, all these medications, but what if a simple breathing exercise is the solution, or exercise, or I dare change to vegan, more healthy food, or for example, turpentine. If you look up turpentine. That is, it's used as a medicine, and it was used 100 years ago. But then they realized they couldn't make money off of it because it was inexpensive and readily available. And so the Merck pharmaceutical company. Like, look this stuff up, you know. Don't just take what I'm saying as a definitive, you know. But this is exciting, guys. This is a transformation, and you can't have a transformation when all the buzzing is going on. You need a quick pause in society, and I think that's what we've got going on right now. So make use of it. Do like whatever you just do, a 60-day goal, whatever, 90-day, whatever. You know, reform your habits. Get excited. You know, let go of stuff like you don't. Maybe a lot of stuff you don't need. Fucking ants and creatures all in nature, they do fine, you know, they survive, right? So we can do it too. But what's going to be necessary? Oh, I want to show you guys this, the red palm. It's nice, nice red palm there. You see that? Very nice. You know, we can't do it unless we start trying to reach out to each other with similar language. Sometimes music's universal language, you know. Just waving, like it's like it's what is really real is it never changes. You know, it's always consistently in the natural world, dancing, smiling, waving, simple things. That's the most impactful and human. And that's what will move us forward. And with all these machines, we should be able to make it work. Where we come to an understanding, and there may be a little genetic preferences, like if your body, for example, is short, for example, right? Stuff like that. Then, you know, you might want to, you know, you might want to not have children and invest in a couple that has children, and then you can help raise them. Like, that's the fucking level I'm talking about. Like unity consciousness, where it's all us, where we're fucking God, looking down at creation, Maya, illusion, physicality, time-space continuum. We're looking at it, and you know what we're saying? We're saying those are a bunch of monkeys, bipedal hominids, walking about, and we're gonna fucking engineer it and make it a wonderful place to exist. So thanks for being here with me, guys, for this expression of me, John JR, you know, JRTV. And I will see you next time. Aloha.